right, we're starting off with 36 ounces of our cauliflower in our crock pot. I have here 16 ounces of sharp cheddar that I grated myself because we want to make sure it gets nice and melty and shredded. And we're just spreading that evenly on top of our cauliflower. We got to mask that healthy flavor. Just kidding. But this is going to be such an easy, cheesy, delicious lunch or dinner, whatever you want to make it for, that everyone will love. So we're getting that whole 16 ounces of cheddar in there. And you can use whatever cheese you like, Colby Jack, mozzarella, but I love cheddar for this. Now I'm coming in with some cream cheese, and we're putting 2 blocks of cream cheese right on top of our cheddar cheese for this delicious dinner. Now I have some thick cut bacon that I cooked up, and we're gonna grab our bacon, grab a few pieces at a time. I'm gonna use about 6 slices of bacon for this, and we're gonna chop up our bacon right into our crock pot, right on top of that cream cheese. Oh my goodness, I mean cheese, bacon, cream cheese, cauliflower. I think you guys can get the vibe. It is gonna be so tasty. This is one of my husband's favorite dishes because you sneak in your veggies in there, but it tastes amazing. Okay, let's go ahead and get the rest of our bacon in there. All right, so I actually ended up using 8 slices of cooked bacon because the more bacon, the better. Last thing we're gonna add to this is some diced jalapeno, and this is 1 large jalapeno without the seeds to make sure it's not too hot, but we're gonna add all of that jalapeno right on top of that. Oh yeah, just a few ingredients all in our crock pot for this delicious meal. I am so excited. All right, now this is ready to start cooking. We're gonna go ahead and put our lid on, and we're gonna pop this on high until this is nice and ready. All right, we're at the halfway point with this, and we're gonna give this a good mix to make sure our cheese doesn't burn. But that cauliflower still needs some extra time to cook, and look, some of that cheese hasn't melted yet, but that cream cheese is already on its way, but you can tell that things are getting stuck on the side, so we gotta make sure that you give this halfway mix so that everything gets evenly cooked and evenly distributed. Oh my goodness, this looks so good. I cannot wait for everything else to get ready because it smells incredible.
Yum.
All right, that looks mixed well enough. We're gonna go ahead and put our lid back on and let this finish cooking. All right, it's been 3 hours on high. We're gonna go ahead and turn this off, and I mixed it after each hour, so I've mixed it twice already. Oh my goodness. Our cauliflower bacon jalapeno mac and cheese, that's what I'm calling this, is looking incredible. Oh my goodness, I cannot wait to try this. Just giving it one last stir. It smells amazing. That cauliflower is beautifully cooked. Obviously, you could do this recipe with real noodles, but this is gluten-free, it's healthier, and it still tastes amazing. Oh yeah, it smells so good. I'm just gonna top this off with a little bit of dried chives. This is optional, that's why I'm gonna put it on the side for my guests. And then I have another slice of bacon that I'm just gonna crumble right on top as well. Okay, that looks perfect. Oh. Right, it's gonna be really hot, but really tasty. I'm gonna kind of cut my cauliflower in half so I don't get too big of a piece. Oh, that should be perfect.
Is it good?
That is so good. Oh my goodness. Wow. You guys are gonna love this. All right, after ice, we're gonna add some sliced fresh peaches. I'm using white peaches, but you can use the orange ones if you prefer. And we're adding a good amount. That was 4 whole peaches. Now I'm gonna add half a can of my sweetened condensed milk. This is gonna add a nice creaminess, almost like a peaches and cream flavor to this delicious summertime treat. It is so yummy. You guys are gonna wanna make this for every party. So kind of just eyeball half a can of your condensed milk and save this for another treat. To pair with those beautiful fresh peaches, I have this Minute Maid peach punch, and you're supposed to give this a good shake before you pour it. And we're gonna use this whole entire 59 fluid ounces and add it to our little drink dispenser. This is gonna be so yummy, so refreshing, great for, after dinner treat. You can spike it if you want, but I'm keeping it as a nice, refreshing drink that everyone can enjoy. So we're gonna make sure that that juice just goes in there beautifully. Oh my goodness, it
smells delicious.
That's what I was about to say. All right, and the only thing that this is missing is some lemonade, and I like the Simply lemonade, and this is 52 ounces. We're gonna give this guy a nice little shake, and we're gonna add this entire bottle in there with our peaches, our condensed milk, and our peach punch. So it's almost like a peaches and cream lemonade, And those peaches are just gonna marinate in our yummy juices. And I have one more thing we're gonna add just to really bump up that flavor. It is optional, but I'm gonna add some fresh mint. And I'm just gonna kind of cut those right in there. Like I said, this is optional, but I just think that, you know, mint kind of gives it like a mojito or a julep kind of flavor to it. So I always like to add it, but it is just so tasty. And we're just getting that right in there, super quick. And then we're gonna give this a good mix. And not too much, okay? You don't wanna overpower the peach flavor. So I'm gonna grab my big spoon and it's time to get in there and give this a nice mix. And look at that beautiful light peach flavor. Oh, this smells incredible.
I can't wait to try it.
Oh yeah. Make sure you get to the bottom of that. Beautiful. All right, we're gonna put the lid on this. Just kind of twist that on so it's secure. And then we do need to place this on a little stand so that we will be able to dispense our drink. Just like so. And then we're gonna get fancy with this. I have my little coupe here and I'm gonna add a lemon garnish to complement that lemonade. You could do a peach garnish. And it's time to fill her up with this beautiful peaches and cream lemonade. Cheers.
Is it good?
That is so good. A must try. All right, with our 2 sticks of butter, I'm gonna grab some brown sugar and we're gonna add half a cup of brown sugar right in there with our 2 sticks of butter. Grab our whisk and we're gonna let that melt and get nice and delicious. We are kind of making a caramel on our stovetop with just these 2 ingredients for a super delicious dessert that everyone will love. So let's let that butter melt and get well combined with our brown sugar. All right, so now that that's all bubbly and boiling, this is ready. We're gonna give it one last stir, turn off that heat, and then let's go on over to our countertop. All right, we're gonna put this to the side, and I have my greased silicone muffin tin, and we're gonna start off by placing a Ritz cracker on each cup of the muffin tin, just like so. This is gonna be a nice salty element to add to our delicious no-bake dessert, and it comes together so quickly. So let's get these in there, and then now we can grab our cookie scoop so that we can scoop our delicious caramel right on top of our Ritz cracker, just like so. And we wanna make sure that that cracker is completely covered in our delicious caramel toffee mixture. Oh my, so easy to put together. I absolutely love this dessert. It's great to give as a gift. If you're going to a party and you wanna give your host a gift, or it's just great to snack on. It's like a small, you know, little dessert that you can just indulge in and not feel guilty. So let's make sure we get enough caramel in each of these. Oh my goodness. All right, and we're just gonna pop these in the oven for about 5 minutes at 400 degrees. All right, we just pulled these out of the oven, and while they're still hot, I'm gonna bring in my Hershey's milk chocolate, and we are gonna put a couple of these right on top. That was probably too much, but that's okay, that one will be mine. And we are going to put these right on top so that they can get nice and melty on top of our caramel toffee. And I do have to correct myself. I said that this was no bake, but you did have to bake it for 5 minutes. It's just that quick that I forgot. So let's just get a good amount of chocolate chips. We have some still in our bag, so I think we can get a little bit heavier handed on some of these. But we're gonna let those sit for a couple minutes to let them melt. All right, now you could just leave these as is, but I'm gonna grab a spoon and we're just gonna kind of flatten out those chocolate chips so that we get like a solid chocolate layer on top of our toffee. Just super quick, use a spatula, a spoon, whatever you have. Look how melty that chocolate looks. And then we have one more thing to add to this delicious dessert that I think everyone will enjoy. So get this nice and spread out super quick. All right, now that that's all spread out, I am just gonna add my pecan chips. All right, on top, just a nice little sprinkle. This is optional. You can also do like a sprinkle, or you could do a walnut. You could do whatever nut. You could do just some sea salt, but I think that these pecans are gonna be so good on top of this. And with the chocolate, you could also do whatever chocolate. You could do a dark chocolate, a white chocolate, but I think that this combination is gonna be a hit. I've done versions of this before, and it is always so tasty. All right, now that we have those chips on there, this is gonna go in the fridge for a couple of hours. Right, so these were in the fridge for 2 hours, and I wanna know, if you don't have a silicone muffin tin, you can just use cupcake liners, but let's go ahead and pop these out. And look how cute they came out. They are the perfect little dessert individual dessert that anyone will love, and they are gonna be so tasty. Oh yeah, okay. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Look at that little Ritz cracker on the bottom.
It looks so cool. Is it good?
That is so good. Oh my, you have to try these.